Hello, in this video I am going to show you the text utility. So you can access all of the different information available regarding the text utility class, or text utility classes I should say, via the Bootstrap website. I will provide a link to the Bootstrap website in the description so you can access this page, and there's a lot of stuff here. We'll be covering most of it and the rest of it will be all pretty straightforward. One thing I will say is some of the classes in here aren't supported on older versions of Bootstrap 5. So you want to make sure you have whatever the latest version is. I know that some of them aren't supported unless you have Alpha 3 or newer. Currently Alpha 3 is the latest. It may be also the case if you look at that page, let's say when Alpha 4 is out, or when beta's out, or maybe even when the release is out, some of those features may not work if you're using an older version of Bootstrap 5. So just bear that in mind. So just make sure you grab that, and make sure you grab just basically this. You want this CSS and this one here, because they've combined the Bootstrap and the Popper.js into one. You can have them separate if you really want to, or you can just do it like that, which is what I've done. Okay, so make sure you grab it from there and don't just update this from 2 to 3, for example, because it will have a different integrity, which will basically mean it won't work. Okay, I've already mentioned that, as that might trip some people up. So the first thing that we're going to do is just show you how to orient text, left, center, right, pretty simple stuff. So if I create a few p tags, I'm gonna not put any classes here yet. I'm gonna say left text. So this text will be oriented on the left. Then we are going to say center text, right text, and currently they're all going to be left oriented until we apply some classes. So if we want to explicitly state something should be on the left, we put a class equal text dash left. This won't change anything in this case, but in another scenario, maybe you have a parent class that is, or a parent element that has styling applied to it that makes it right oriented, and this particular one you want left oriented. So that's one use case. So class equals text dash center, class equals text. For this, I'm not going to put text dash right. I'm going to put text dash, then a breakpoint. So XXL, it could be XS for extra small, SM for small, MD for medium, LG for large, XL for extra large, or XXL for extra large, then dash, then left, center, or right. So what these two do is apply the text orientation on all screen sizes. What this one does, it only applies this text orientation on the extra large screen size. Anything below that, it will not apply it. So if I save that, and bear in mind, it trickles up as well. So if you applied it to the small, that would automatically apply to medium, large, and extra large. So if I reload, we get left, center, right. But watch what happens if I resize it a bit so it's no longer extra large. These two are fine because they are applied to every breakpoint, whereas this is only applied to the extra large breakpoint and above, and as XXL is the largest, it's only that one particular size. Okay, so that is what you can do, and more information regarding this is applied right here. As you can see, all the little bit of information is right there. And now let's talk about wrapping text around stuff. So if I put a div and I put a class of badge, so this is just some styling. I'm going to put a background of danger, again just styling. And before I put the text wrap class, I'm going to put a style. I'm going to put a width 6 rem, and in here I'm literally just going to put the text. This text should wrap. Reload, it doesn't wrap, so it's basically being cut off, or it's overhanging. If we want it to wrap, we put text dash wrap like so. There we go. It now wraps around, and the actual parent container's size adjusts accordingly. Also, you can make it overflow from the parent as well. So feel free to check that out. The next thing that I'm going to show you, word break is pretty simple. It just allows you to, it prevents long strings of text from, breaking the layout. So feel free to check that out. But what I want to show you next is lowercase, uppercase, that sort of stuff, and capitalization. So I'm about to write a paragraph. I'm going to write in all uppercase. So I'm going to say, I wrote this in all uppercase, but will it appear in uppercase, question mark. So if I reload, yes, it appears in all uppercase. If I wanted to display some text regardless of how it was originally written in all lowercase, you put a class. Let me turn caps lock off. A class equals text dash lowercase. And if I reload that, we get it all lowercase. And as you can imagine, we have one for uppercase, which is text dash uppercase. We have one just to capitalize any words in there, which is text dash capitalize. This just capitalizes the starting letter of each word. As this was already capitalized, this doesn't change, but this one does. But bear in mind, it doesn't actually affect any capitalization throughout the word. It's only at the start of the word itself. The next thing that I'm going to show you is text font size. So if I put another p tag, and I'm going to put one for a class here, I'm going to say font size 1. For reload, it's just normal font because we haven't applied any styling or classes. We put a class equals fs-1, so this is font size 1. This is the largest one applicable within this font size, and it ranges from 1 to 6. You just put fs-1, -2, -3, -4, -5, or -6, depending on what size you are looking for. Next thing I'm going to show you is the light text, or lighter text, I should say, lighter text. And this is basically the weight of the text, so if it's thick or not thick, if it's italic or not italic, that sort of stuff. And we'll put a class of fw-lighter. Reload. As you can see, there is a lot harder to see relative to the other text, so that looks pretty darn cool, almost like print. And if we scroll down, we get all of the different font weight and italics that are available. So we got bold text, we got bolder text. So this just makes it bolder relative to its parent element. So if its parent element looked like this, it would be even more bold. And you can do the same with light and lighter. So this just, relative to the parent one. The light isn't that much of a difference. That's the reason I demonstrated this. That's just normal. Again, feel free to apply that normal class if you want to, especially in combination with something like JavaScript, because your parent class might have, I don't know, bold applied to it, and then you might want something in particular, maybe a certain action has occurred for it to be normal, and then you can do this. And what I want you to do as an extra task is experiment with the line height. Pretty simple. If you have low line height, then there's literally no gap between the lines, but you can make it so there's a huge gap between the lines as well. So this might be, good if you want to spread content out, make it a bit more readable. I find that's a bit hard to read. I find something like one of these two is probably a nice middle ground. And obviously you can check out monospace text as well. You can reset the color as well, and feel free to check out the text decoration. That's what I want you to do as an extra task. Check these out, and also check out all of the other different text classes. So like we covered the lowercase one, but try the uppercase. Pretty simple, but have a go. So that's it for the text utility class. Simple stuff, but really useful. If you have any questions, feel free to pop me a message, and as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.